Hey guys, this is where we are. As you can see, I've got the lawnmower up and I've got the rear carriage on. Um, what I did was I took the original back plate that was on here off. You can see where it was here. These are the bolt holes there. And I removed the original floor pan bracket from the Honda, which you can see was extremely flexible and flimsy. And I got an $8 piece of flat bar, 1 inch by 3/16, and I welded a flat frame in place of that. You can see down here, this goes to the stud that's directly welded to the frame, and then it comes back here and mounts here. This plate is welded to this strap frame that I built here, so I can take all of this off if I need to. Say I want to replace this carriage with like a 250 carriage. They should have the same floor plan. They might be different in the back, but they should have the same floor plan. So I should be able to unbolt this carriage and replace this with a 250cc carriage. I don't know if the 250 will fit in this carriage. If it will, that is my eventual goal for this, is to put a bigger one, but right now I'm just going to work with the 80cc. So I've just got it temporary bolted in here. I don't have the back drilled or bolted yet because I need to find out what my angle is going to be once I get the motor and tire, the transmission and tire assembly in here. I need to find out where it's going to be. Once I find out where that's at, that's when I will drill my second hole and bolt that in. And I will probably go through and put a couple of extra support bolts in it, so it's not just hanging on two. I do want it to be semi-rigid, but I want it to be able to come apart if I need to change something on it later, which I probably will. I have future plans for the front end, that I would like to put a shock system on it. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, but I do know that I want to do that. I want to take off the solid axle and put an independent style suspension with shocks on it eventually, but for now, this is what I'm going to go with. So this is what I've got for today. I'm fixing to wrap up. I'm really tired, and it is super humid and muggy and hot today because of all the rain and all the humidity. So this is where I'm at for today. You can see I've got the rear carriage welded, and I'm probably going to put a few gussets in here. I don't think that this strap is strong enough by itself, although it's 1 inch by 3/16. I don't think it's strong enough to hold the weight. I think it would probably end up flexing back here, although I do have this plate and this plate butted up to each other. I think the strap would probably still be likely to bend, so I'm going to put a couple of frame gussets in on this suspension system here to keep this from bending. And then up here, when I cut the tube off, there's about 4 inches between the tube and there's a tongue that used to sit out here on the back of this plate where you could put a ball hitch or put a pin through to tow something with. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a big body washer and drill some holes through it and mount that over that hole where the hitch used to be, and then cut a piece of tubing out of the neck of the Honda to put in there and weld that to that body washer and then weld that to that tube, so there's some extra strength there as well. There's a few more things that I'm going to do on it to support it because I do want it to be as strong as possible. I'm a big guy, and I want it to be fun. I don't want it to break. So this is where we are, and so far I'm happy with the progress. I'm happy with what's going on. I still think it's giving me an interesting build. It's definitely probably not going to go, probably, it's most likely not going to go very fast because it is just an 80cc motor. I may change out that later on. It just depends how this goes. I live on a ranch and I want something to play around with. I may end up doing something like finding a 125 dirt bike and tying that frame in and taking this whole assembly off, which is why I built this to be removed. But we'll see what happens. For now, I think I've got the length that I want. Once I get this angle right, I'll be able to either mount a plate on here or cut it at the angle I want to mount a plate on, and I'll be able to mount my wheelbarrow in. Then I got to mount the deck so I can do my throttle and brake assembly, and route the cables and whatnot to put the gauge assembly up here for the fuel and speed, and we'll see. There's still a lot left to do, but stay tuned, keep watching. I'll keep filming. Thanks, guys. See y'all later.